Hello everyone, and welcome back to Siren. We're doing the second objective of the mission where Tammin and Kyoya were in the same thing, because the first time round, the way that mission ended was they both reached the center of the nest, but they reached this large room full of snipers, had some crawlers in it, and they couldn't go through. They didn't know what to do. So they were kind of stuck there. And that's where their first objective ended. Now we have the second objective. We're going to see what that's about. How can we make progress? How can we keep going past this big room that is full of snipers when neither Kyoya or Tammin have guns? Though Kyoya does get a gun in this level. That level being day 3, 3 in the morning. It's a terrible time to have to deal with snipers. And what else is going on is that Tammin regains consciousness in the depths of the nest. He's repulsed to find himself revived by the red water. Kyoya's next to him, also Makino, who is totally out of his mind now. Though chances are slim, Tammin decides to gamble on what little hope that is left and forges on with Kyoya, leaving Kei just to do whatever. So, one thing that I noticed is that this description does mention that he is revived by the red water. And they do wake up in the red water, but this description does note that they are being revived by it. This is after the collapse of the center chamber of the nest after the alien god awakens. This is where they find themselves. And apparently they were all healed by the red water. So we're going to start this up. And as this cutscene begins, it just kind of reminds me that the first time I played through this game, I was really quite disappointed here, because at this point, we have 3 of the protagonists who had not met each other at this point in the game. And I was hoping, that the characters in this game that were kept separate, that were kept individual, would meet up and then, they would team up at the end. And this seemed like that what was happening here, because you have these 3 characters in the same room. That's not what happens, though. As you know, seeing this mission, they just leave Kei here, and then Tammin decides that he and Kyoya are going to split up, because that's, I guess, the best way of going about it. But yeah, I was kind of disappointed that you have this scene where these 3 characters are in the same room, and then, no, they're just going to go their separate ways.
This may just work. You've dropped something.
Yes. Thank you. But I don't need it anymore. You can have it.
It's an ominous line by Tammin, because that's his organizer, implying that maybe Tammin's not going back to his old life as a professor. What is Tammin's destiny, do we think? Anyway, objective number 1 was arrive at the gate to the nest's core. Objective 2, penetrate the gate to the nest's core. We have to do it. We have to penetrate it. We were not able to do it last time because of all the snipers. So what are we going to do this time that's any different? That's going to help us get by those guns. Well, most of this...
Maybe I shouldn't have...
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't have left Kei behind. But Tammin is... Tammin feels that we need to go ahead. We need to move on. Just don't think of anyone else.
I'm afraid there's not much time left. We should split up.
Going to split up. So we're going to have to do something different here than we did last time in order to actually penetrate the nest. But what do we have to do? Well, as usual, since this is a second objective, we're going to take a look at the hints. And the one that we want to look at is this one, day 3, 3 o'clock. Reach Kei's back door. What back door are they talking about? I mean, we know a Kei. It's not his back door we're looking at, though. We're looking at another back door that we have to get into in this level. But what is Kei? Well, we don't really know what that is, so maybe we should just take a look at this map. And if we do, we notice that one of the houses on here is Kondo's house. Maybe Kondo's back door is something that we need to get into. Maybe something valuable's there. Well, you can see that we're at the start. We're not that far away from his house. So we're going to do mostly what we were doing last time. Here's this phone. We had to get the phone number, which is, XX4216. Going to use this phone. X. 4, 2, 1, 6. All right, that phone's going to ring. The Shibito who's on guard is going to walk over there because he thinks he's going to get a phone call. He thinks someone is going to call him to talk and want to be friends. That's not what's happening. Poor Shibito. Maybe someday someone will want to talk to him on the phone. It's not today, though. Today, we're using this as a trick to sneak by. We approach a house. We can look at the nameplate. But it is not Kondo, it's Hayashi. We're looking for a different house. We want to be quiet as we walk by this house, because there is a Shibito inside. And also, I think, a crawler down that alley. But also a weapon, a steel pipe that we can pick up here. Last time, we went down that alley. But this time, we might notice that there is a platform here that we can climb. We didn't go this way last time. Maybe we should try it now and see where it goes. We find ourselves next to a door in an alley. There's nothing else really to look at. But this door, it used to be locked. It's not locked anymore, because it was unlocked by Harumi in an earlier level. This is Kondo's house. Harumi was here, and she unlocked that door, and because she did, Tammin is now able to reach this room, this part. And we can try to exit the house, but there's a problem with doing that. And I'm going to try to adjust the camera so you can see what the problem is. Yeah, there he is. He thought he could hide. He was wrong. He thinks he's being real sneaky. He is not. He's going to wait there to try to shoot us if we step out into the open. We could try to distract him.
Hey!
He heard that. Don't pretend he didn't hear it. Yeah, he's looking around. And I wonder if maybe we could try to run up to him while he's looking the other way. Maybe that could work, but there is a better way. A better way of doing it. We can go in here. We saw this room before as Harumi. It's sort of a shrine to a pop star of yesteryear. There is something we can look at here, though, that wasn't here before. On the floor, there's like a... You can see that? There's like an album. We can take it. Ariasuma record. It's been added to the archive. We can check it out. We can look at it, and we can also see that this is number 85, which means that the 80s row has been completed on the archive. So the only row left is the 90s. Of course, there's also archive item 001, wherever and whatever that is. But we can take a look at this. Ariasuma, 1955 to 1976. Her first single was A Paw in My Boyfriend's Left Hand. It was an instant hit. Catapulted her to stardom. However, she was killed in a tragic accident. She was hit by a truck on the way to a music award show. Many still lament her untimely death. So, I looked up this name, and the first result was SIREN. I'm going to assume this is not a real person, because if it was, I would guess that SIREN would not be the first result when you search for this name. Also, we might notice that she died in 1976, and whoever this is was a big fan, and of course, we know that a lot of this town vanished in 1976, so this was all current stuff at the time. You know, this is not someone who's nostalgic for the music of Ariasuma. This was a current fan, and this current fan has a record player. The needle's missing. Well, it's not a problem for us. for Taman Takeuchi because we picked this up a while back. I don't know if you remember it. It was in the hospital. We found a record player there, and we took the needle for some reason. But, you know, everything has a purpose. Everything has a reason, and this is the reason for that. We can use the needle with this record player. We attached the record player needle. And, you know, now that we have a functioning record player and we have an album down there, why not put on some tunes? Let's listen to some music while we hide behind the door. I guess this record has a scratch on it. Oh, but it sounds like it attracted someone's attention, because we know Shibito love noise and music. Alright, now he's out of the way. I don't think you have to do this to get him out of the way, because the first time I played through this game, I am pretty sure I remember that I never found that record needle, and I somehow snuck up to him without him shooting me. I don't remember how I did it exactly. It might be that I shouted, and when he was looking around, I ran up to him. Maybe that's what I did. I can't remember now. All I remember is that I did not use that record needle to get by him when I first played this. So you can do it. It's just that the record needle is an easier way. Oh, someone up there. So many friends. I guess he was looking out over this area, over the house, checking everything out. Well, now we've gotten past them, and now we have reached a different location in the nest. So how does this give us an advantage? Well, he's reached the snipers. He's reached them from a different direction. Is there a reason that we need to do that? Does that help us out any? Well, we're going to find out when we get to the end of the level as Kiyoya. And the level's pretty much going to be the same for Kiyoya as it was the first time we did it. So we're just going to rush. Oh, actually, it says a hint to unlock another stage. Search for a floodgate. So that's something else we should pay attention to. And on the map, hey, there's a floodgate. It's right there. We can find it. But aside from that floodgate, we are probably just going to run right through this. Try to get through it as fast as we can, because everything else in this level is going to be the same. But when we get to the nest core, maybe, since Taman is standing in a different position, maybe he'll be able to do something to help us out. I don't think it's possible to get Taman in that position when you're on your first objective. I think like there's an obstacle that's in your way, because it's always the case that the game prevents you from doing a second objective before it's available. So something would have been in Taman's way if I tried that on the first objective, because there always is. It always does it. Meanwhile, Kiyoya is crawling under this truck, searching for Miyako, because he promised that they would escape together. Though, how is that even possible? We saw Miyako get burned up on the mirror pool, and there's a crawler over there. So how are we going to escape with her? We don't know. Kiyoya just knows that he promised to do it, though. And Kiyoya Suda keeps his promises, or he would like to anyway. Anyway, we're going to run past this crawler, and we are going to get to that rifle. You saw me. Hopefully I can get to the rifle and get a beat on him. before he gets too close, because as I've mentioned before, the rifle's not a great weapon to use up close. There's a hunting rifle. Gonna pick it up. Got the hunting rifle. What about him? Is he gonna jump up here? Yep. Alright. We got a platform up here that I need to jump up on, but before I do that, just remembered that I need to take a look at something. I need to take a look at a floodgate, as it did mention that I should pay attention to it. If I look around, the floodgate can be found up here. If I were to explore a bit and look at the map, I would be able to find that, but here it is. We're just going to open this up. And because we did that, we're going to help out Tammin in doing his objective number 2 in his final mission. And this might be the last one of these in the game. This might be the last thing we do that opens up an objective 2. Because I think all the remaining objective 2s are now... I think we've done all the things that we need to make them possible. Because future missions will have objective 2s, but we already did things in prior missions that is going to allow us to do those objective 2s. So I think that one, opening that floodgate for Tammin, is going to be the last one of those that we do in this entire game. So, the end certainly is coming. Gonna shoot him in the butt. Oh wait, I missed him, he jumped. Such agility, such jumping skills, was able to dodge that bullet. Forget about bullet time, it's Shibito time.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Let's get a second chance at that. What? Oh. No, it's down. So it completed the jump, and I guess there was a delayed reaction. It reacted to the shot after it landed from the jump. Oh. I'm not sure if I've seen that happen. Where did he come from? Came from up there. I don't remember that happening before. Let's just get through here, because we're almost at the core. Or rather, the gate to the core. Now that we're here with a rifle, and Tammin is now in a different position, maybe this can work out a bit differently than it did the first time.
Kiyoya, go. You promised to escape with me.
Miyako, where are you?
Use my eyes. Go ahead.
We hear the Force Ghost of Miyako telling us to use her eyes, and when we do, we can see the spirits of the Shibito, I assume? And, you know, we can see them, but they can't see us, so... It's cheap, but that makes it satisfying. And we can also see our objective, that green light in the distance, and Kiyoya is going to march resolutely towards it.
Just a bit more. Almost there.
And mission 2 is accomplished. Tammin was able to take out the power, so no one could see anything except Kiyoya, who was seeing things with Miyako's eyes. Kiyoya, though, was getting tired. I mean, it's been a tiring 3 days, and he only has a little bit more to go before he reaches the mirror pool. We've already seen actually what happens when he reaches the mirror pool. He touches the pool, and then he vanishes into it. Where does he go after that? We don't know, but I do believe we have a little bit more of Kiyoya for right now. Day 3, 9 o'clock, 6 hours later.
Miyako, where did you go? It's you.
Good to see you again. Use it. That's your role, isn't it? Erase everything. Nothing can be left. I have a job to do as well.
And so that's it for tonight's episode of Siren. Kiyoya apparently continued to wander the nest, not knowing where Miyako was, and he encountered Kei, who was also wandering the nest. At this chance meeting, Kei gave Kiyoya one of the Uryin, is what they're called. Earlier, Shiro found the 2 Uryin in the hospital, and Kei has now given one of them to Kiyoya, and we know what Kiyoya does with that, because we've seen that ending. We've seen it a few times now. He raises it to the sky, and blue fire comes raining down. However, Kei says that he has a job to do as well, and he kept one of the Uryin himself. So what is that about? Well, I believe that's actually what we're going to be doing next time as we begin Kei's final level of the game. So, not many to go right now. Let's see. That was the second objective of the Taman Kiyoya mission. We've done the first objective of Taman's last mission. We have the second objective to go there. We have Kei's last mission, Kei's last level, which will have first and second objectives. And then there's Kiyoya, who has something that he needs to do. And I guess we're going to find out about that at the very end. But we are coming close to the end of Siren. And we'll be coming even closer next time. I'll see you then.